Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? Well, I'm actually repairing a wiring harness on a Chevy Tahoe, like a 2000 or something like that. Year doesn't really matter. The vehicle, what happened was the vehicle had gotten some kind of water intrusion in the electrical connector at the PCM. And it's like a hard water intrusion because it actually left like a lot of calcium deposits. Let me show you what I got here. So here is the actual connector. Hold on. Turn my light on. Here is the actual connector there, and you can see it's all rotted on the inside. What I did was I actually replaced this entire piece here. I took one off a truck that we had outside. I found one with every wire was the same except one, so I just had to switch one wire over. But the point of this video is, here is the mess that I'm repairing. I already got this one side completed. Now I'm working on this side. But if you could see, the video is not about doing repairs and that it's electrical repairs. It's just about this. See how this is staggered from this repair? You want to try to stagger them out as much as you possibly can. You're not going to be able to do them all in different locations, but you want to try to stagger them as much as possible. This way, when I go to wrap this with electrical tape, see how it's not like all just like a big bundle? Because otherwise, if you put everything all in one spot, and I've seen it before, all of a sudden you'll wind up with like an area that's 3.5 times the size of this, because you're dealing with all these wires. So what I did do too was I cleaned out the PCM. I told them it's possible, may have to replace the PCM, but I got in there. I did clean the terminals pretty darn well. I'm going to go over them one more time. I have little diamond files that go over the pins there. I didn't clean this out yet. This is just what I've done, meaning I haven't sprayed it out with electrical contact cleaner, and I am going to put dielectric grease in there. It is possible, like I said, that the PCM is hurt. Those pins had quite a bit of corrosion in them and rust in them. So anything's possible. So we're going to see. The vehicle did run, but it had a security light on, had a couple of weird issues. I don't recall exactly what they were. But yeah, so we're going to be taking care of that. So I wanted to show you that when you're doing wiring repairs and you're doing like more than one wire, try to stagger your repairs so this way you don't wind up with a gigantic glob when you try to wrap it or whatever. Plus, this has got to go into a loom and everything else. So let me get this wrapped up and let me hook everything up the way it's supposed to be, and I'll show you the final end result. So there we go. That's all taped up now. The loom is back in place. So now I can put this into here. I did blow that thing out, did clean it with the electronic cleaner there, and put some dielectric grease in there. So now I'm going to pack everything together, and I'm going to mount this. Like I said, it's possible the computer's no good. Because like I said, it was set in a few lights. It did have some issues. Not concerned. We just want to see if this thing's going to work out. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, then we got to get a computer, and that's totally understood. Let me get this in. I got to change the battery too. The battery's no good. All right, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so there we go. It's all back together. Everything's routed. Everything's nice and neat in place. So let's start it up. Let's see what happens here. New batteries installed, obviously. I don't know if I mentioned that. Alright, so it still has a security light. It's got an airbag light. Got a traction control light. I mean, those could be all separate things. I don't know. This truck was parked apparently for 2 years. And as you can see, the tires themselves are almost flat. So let me put a scanner on this. Let's see what I got. And amazingly enough, parked for 2 years, the AC works pretty darn good. Okay, let me grab a scanner. So this thing's actually an 04. I thought it was a 2000, whatever. Like I said, it didn't really matter. The heated seats work amazingly well. I didn't realize they were on, but whoo, the seat's warm. Yeah, so it's an 04 Tahoe. Let's do a module scan. Oh, we can't do a module scan on this. Alright, so let me look at engine to see what's there. Anti-theft fuel enable circuit. Okay, let's see. I don't think I can just clear that. If I am not mistaken, can you see that code? Yeah, if I am not mistaken, that code, there was a procedure where you have to have the key on for a certain period of time, because this does not have a chip key. you have to have the key on for a certain period of time, turn it off, turn the key on for a certain period of time. It's something weird. I'm going to look into that, but I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to try clearing it just out of curiosity, but I don't think it's going to clear. I could be wrong. Turn it off, key on. Yep, okay, it did clear. All right, that's good. All right, so the only thing I don't like about this scanner, I gotta look to see if I can change the back display. Let's go to ABS. VSES is Vehicle Stability Enhancement System. Let's see. So that will include traction control, stuff like that. Class 2 data link fault. It's probably because the battery was dead. Well, actually, maybe not. Alright, we're just going to clear the codes out. Oh, yaw rate sensor circuit fault. But we're going to still clear it out and see what happens. Clearing codes. Start it up. Oh, now we got no start. Interesting, interesting. It's probably the security thing. Let's see. Theft system, password incorrect, 1631. I think this is the one I was talking about. So I'm going to have to research this because I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry for the display that you may not be able to see it. Let me research this because I believe this is the one where you got to leave the key on for a certain period of time. But let me look this up. All right, kind of what I thought. What I've been reading is on this one in particular. I have a whole thing at home too in regards to it. I just saw it the other day, and I was like, oh no, I got to make sure I save this. Anyway, you leave the key on until the security turns off. I got to go back and read it, and the security actually just turned off now. Security light, that is. See, the key's still on, but the security light just turned off. I got to go back and read it because I don't remember if it wants you to try to start it or you shut the key off and cycle it again, because I think you got to do that 3 times. So I'm going to go back and read that real quick. Yeah, okay, so it's turn the key off, wait 10 seconds, and then turn the key back on. And you do that a grand total of 3 times, and then it should start on the 4th attempt, or the 4th turn to the run position. All right, so that's about 10 seconds, I'm guessing. So now, security light is flashing, or flashed. Now it's staying on steady. So I'm going to wait till that goes off, which is roughly 10 minutes. So let me do that. The battery's brand new, so I'm not worried about it going dead right yet, especially since I got nothing else on. Well, actually, the headlights are on. I got nothing else on at the moment. I did have the headlights off before. I forgot that they cycle themselves back on. So let's wait the 10 minutes for that to turn off. We'll cycle it again, and go that route. All right, so it just went off again, so we're going to do that one more time. Now you see that's off. So we're going to turn the key off. I'm going to count to 10. 4, 5. That's roughly 10. So we're going to turn the key back on. Let me cycle the headlights off. And we're going to wait for that to go out. And then, just got to read it to verify. I believe I got to shut the key off, then turn it back on, then start it. But that should set everything the way it's supposed to be. So we'll find out. Okay, so the light went off. So you got to turn the key back off and count to 10. Oops. And then turn the key back on and start. And that's it. That reset it. So everything's looking good. Let me go back and I just want to double check for engine codes, and then we're going to call this done. The The stability, it still has that ABS communication code, that U1000. I don't know how far we're going to get into worrying about that, but we're not worried about it right now. Yeah, password incorrect. I'm not going to bother clearing it. I'm just going to leave it there. It'll eventually clear out on its own. All right, so I'm good with that. Yeah, these things without the chip key. Oh, actually, let me show you that real quick. If they have the straight up black key or like this aftermarket type key, obviously it's not a chipped unit. So pretty simple. I mean, it's really nothing to it. On these older ones, you don't need any specialty equipment to do it. But that's about it. So the radio's locked too, but I don't know if there's... I've actually never dealt with a GM with a locked radio. Interesting. It's got to be the same as like a Honda with a code. I got to see if I can find a code. If I can find a code, it'll be a separate video. All right. So that's it. Hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.